Hello once again from the idyllic location of Birds Hill Provincial Park in Manitoba. When farmers buy a bag of seed, the blue tag provides essential information such as seed variety, the seed's grade, and the lot number it came from. In part 2 of seed crop production in Canada for Agronomy TV, we continue our conversation with KN Singh with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. In this installment, KN talks about what factors go into determining a seed's grade, what seed label information growers should keep a close eye on before purchasing, and what to consider if you choose to plant bin-run seed.
So basically there are two different kind of grades. One is Canadian pedigree grades, which are applied to the pedigree seed, and there are common grades which are applied to the common seed. So just to clarify here that common seed is a seed which whose pedigree is not known or whose pedigree is not maintained. In other words, this is the seed which doesn't meet the varietal purity standards. So seed grades are applied and they are determined based on the purity test and germination test result of a crop kind. For example, there are purity standards for every crop kind and for every grade name in the grade tables, which are available in Schedule 1 of the seeds regulations. And these are assessed based on the number of seeds of the weeds present in the sample, also number of seeds of other crop kinds, or number of diseased or infected seeds. Similarly, there are minimum germination standards for every crop kind. For example, for wheat and barley, there are total 8 different grades, and every grade has their own standards to meet for purity and germination. So if I give another example, for example, grade which is common number 1 is more superior as compared to common number 2 because they have more strict requirements to meet for the purity, and they also have higher germination percentage. So back to your question that how we determine. So it is very tough to say that in this specific variety or crop kind, there will be higher germination or higher purity. It all depends upon how it is conditioned and how it is prepared. When we take the sample, we get these observations after the test results, and then we determine that if the lot meets certain purity standards for purity and germination standards, they follow or they comes under a specific grade. It could be Canada grade number 1 or 2, depending upon the test results. Yeah, so it's very important that growers check the labels thoroughly. They should review the label so that they know what they are purchasing and paying for. For example, for pedigree seed, right? Each pedigree seed bag should have an official seed tag, and the seed bag should be sealed in such a way that it doesn't compromise the pedigree or quality of the seed. Now, when I say about the official tag should provide information about the crop kind, about variety, lot number, and also the crop certificate number, because crop certificate number will provide you the information about the class of the pedigree of the seed. And also the official tag should have a grade name, whether it is a common grade or pedigree grade name. It will provide you an idea that seed has met a certain degree of purity and germination, right? So if the growers are buying treated seed, for example, they can check the name of the chemical which is used in the treatment by looking at the label. And most importantly, I would say that they should read the caution statement while handling the treated seed, because that is important for the safety purposes. We do test the treated seeds for the grade verifications as well, but it is also recommended that growers take sample of the treated seed every 6 months, at least to check the germination percentage, because it may decline over time. So it's one of the recommended guideline for the growers. Yeah, that's a good question, because the seed which is carried over from previous year or the seed which is stored for longer period of time, there are very high chances that it may decline its germination capacity. So I would suggest taking a sample for the germination test to decide whether it's worth planting that seed on the farm or not. So yes, they can take the germination, conduct the germination test on the bin run seed for sure. And if the purpose of the plantation of the seed is for the sale of the seed, then there are certain regulatory requirements to sell the common seed. For example, there are grading requirements, there are labeling requirements as well. So there are also some crop kinds which are subject for variety registration. So if the common seed is derived from one of the crop kind which is listed in Schedule 3 of the regulation, then it should be derived from a registered variety. So if it's a common seed, a grower can take the sample and test it for germination. But for pedigreed seed, it has to be always sampled by a licensed inspector, licensed sampler. I would say that yes, when the growers are purchasing the seed, make sure they purchase a good quality and healthy seed. The seed should be free from disease and should also meet certain level of the purity. If they are storing the seed, make sure they store seed in sealed containers, separate from other seeds so that cross-contamination can be avoided. And if they are planning to sell the seed, for example, common seed, make sure they are aware of the labeling requirements and grading requirements, and also about registration requirements of the variety if the crop kind is listed in Schedule 3 of the regulation. And if they have any questions, they can feel free to reach out to their local CFI office, and we'll be happy to assist them.